This is the story of a CIA spy who's been on the run. He learned the hard way that the CIA has no fondness for secret agents who've outlived their usefulness. The spy's name is Boris Korczak. He's a Pole who worked for the CIA in Denmark. He says the KGB, the Soviet secret police, discovered his identity and tried to kill him. Now, Korczak fled to the United States 2 years ago. His reception here has been far from warm.
I feel that they betrayed not only me, they betrayed the whole idea of having intelligence service. They betrayed the people who are your closest friends, and my God, you need friends, especially today. Probably more today than ever before in your history.
The CIA barely acknowledges his existence. In fact, the agency has refused to help Korczak resettle here. Korczak told my associate John Dillon that he's not the only one, that the CIA routinely tosses out its used spies like unwanted garbage.
I don't know, John, if you're aware that the actual spying is not done by Americans for the CIA. It is only and exclusively foreigners. CIA only supplies with case officers and chief of station, people who are bureaucrats. It is us, Czechs, Poles, Russians, whoever, who do the actual spying. And there is a potential danger that people abandoned, dropped, thrown to the lions, as I said, and under enormous pressure that Soviets usually use, they might start feeding Soviets with the info, whatever they know, however significant or insignificant it is. I believe that's an incredible hole in national security system, and people should be, especially people who are your friends, they should have this little assurance that they will have a chance, if they can reach United States, to stay alive.
Were you compensated well for your work for the CIA?
Very well. It means I never got a penny from them. It means I never been thanked for. I have been rejected. I have been spat at. I have been deprived of all the human rights that every citizen in the United States has. I have, as a reward, I never been granted this, what they promised, American citizenship.
The CIA at first denied any dealings with Korczak, yet Korczak made this tape recording of a conversation with CIA official Paul Schultz. Listen closely, and you'll hear Schultz admit that the agency had an arrangement with Korczak.
You said that, everything is settled between me and agency. I still feel very patriotic about agency.
Well, I can appreciate those feelings, and as I said, the agency, we understand that we had an arrangement, and we appreciate your side of the effort in the arrangement, but we understand that the arrangement is now completed and our business is closed.
The Korczak case came to the attention of Senator Charles Grassley. The Iowa Republican asked Admiral Bobby Inman, then the CIA's deputy director, whether Korczak had worked for the agency.
He simply said he confirmed the employment of Boris by the CIA, and that, in his words, the contractual obligations to Boris by the CIA had been met. And that's all that they ever do. And, of course, that could be. And I don't have any reason to refute that the CIA probably did keep their contractual obligations. I guess I felt that as a government, we ought to go further if we have had somebody in our employ who has had their life in danger.
Korczak has an even stranger story to tell. He claims he was shot with a poisonous pellet. This pellet technique has been used before by the KGB.
I entered a giant food store. We started shopping. I noticed this man who followed me all the way here. And he didn't do any shopping. He was just following me. He stayed pretty close for about 45 minutes. And when my son asked me to buy some fruits, I went to the right side of giant food store and start fighting with a plastic bag. And then it happened that I felt a bee-like sting in area of my right kidney.
The pellet did not kill Korczak. It hit him in the kidney and passed through his body like a kidney stone. This photograph of the pellet was taken last year. Korczak sent the pellet to Scotland Yard, which hasn't even confirmed receiving it. After being shot by the pellet, Korczak was taken to this hospital. Hospital records show he was extremely sick with an undetermined illness at the time he says he was shot. His white blood cell count, an indication his body was fighting infection, was 4 times above normal. Yet no infection was discovered. Admiral Inman now retired from intelligence work, said he doesn't believe the pellet story. But there are witnesses and hospital records and police reports of an earlier attack on Korczak. Yet no agency has been curious enough to investigate the shooting. Korczak's 9-year-old son, Robert, wrote President Reagan this Christmas. His mother and sister were denied entry to this country, and Robert thought the president might help. Robert never heard back from the White House. Officials there said they weren't sure what happened to the letter. Robert said he had hoped the president would show a little gratitude for the dangerous work his father did.
Well, at least somebody should come and say thank you.
Korczak risked his life for this country. Now, that's been established. His reward from the CIA has been a royal brush-off. Now, this isn't a wise policy. Other valuable informants could help the CIA, but they hang immobilized between visions of daring do and nightmares of retribution. Most of the time, they'll never come